Need to make some new clothes. Okay. Hey, can you guys say something? See if they can hear us.
Hello?
Hi, everybody.
All right. Kula says they can hear us. Can you see us? Once the ad is done. Okay. And it looks like we're good.
Hooray!
Yeah, you see me. And we can go ahead and get started. By my watch, it's already late. Hello, welcome to the DTC Roadshow, episode number 42. It seems like there's a comment that we could make about, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Universe. At any rate, I'm finished and I'm here today with Dimension Diva and Ashian at Greybriar. Say hello.
Welcome, Ashian.
Hello. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Affleck has some family visiting this weekend. It is a holiday in the U.S., so she's not going to be able to be here today, which is good. There's no singing. That doesn't mean Diva can start.
I actually did get some requests for me to sing, though, but
No.
I don't want to do that to anybody, and
Thank you.
I think we'll leave that as Affleck's special little performance set.
Yes. And before we get started on today's tour, there's some news. Tacitus has put some new stuff on the PTS that's getting ready to come out Wednesdays with Wednesday's update. They're completing the set finally after almost 3 years of the Greywood building blocks. There's planks, poles, and spheres on the PTS, as well as wood beam, planks, poles, and spheres. There's a new jump pad item and jump target item on the shop on the PTS, and there's artifact bundles on the PTS, and those artifact bundles are more like a stacking buff. You drop them, someone comes in, picks them up. So if you want to do like a scavenger hunt or some kind of find it puzzle, then that's how you could determine a winner from that. And also on the PTS, red curtains. Those will be crafted. It's a level 375 dream weaving recipe, so the marks cost is actually about half of what current recipes are for the planar crafting recipes. So the marks are cheap and the mats are cheap, which is the most important part.
So excited!
Yeah, I'm really happy. They're exploring a lot of different distribution models for different things. There's an article on Dimension Touring about a conversation I had with Tacitus earlier this week where he talked about Summerfest coming up. He even dropped a little hint about Autumn Harvest. He talked about like the pastel limestone building blocks. And then, he'll be looking at Stan's Lure when he comes back from vacation. I'm pretty sure that's not going to be an easy fix.
Awesome.
Yeah, that loot table needs some help. And Diva's going to tell us about ongoing contests.
Before I do that, I just want to congratulate Ashlyn A for creating her 50th dimension. That's quite an achievement. And some of you might not know that yesterday Fiendish created her 75th dimension. So
Oh my gosh.
congratulations to both of you. That's awesome. And then as far as contests go, we like to give out, kind of information about complete contests. We've actually heard little bits of information about some contests that are coming up. We're going to hold that for future show because we don't have all the details. So the contest that I want to mention again is Morphing Madness, being sponsored by Farragon X on Wolfsbane. Go to the forums for all the details. Judging starts on July 1st, so there's still a great amount of time left if you want to go ahead and enter that contest at this point. And it looks like some really cool contest builds are going to come out of that. So that's it for contest for today.
Yep, and he'll be joining us on the 2nd of July to tour those builds.
That'll be fun.
Yep. Oh, and one last little bit of news and another shameless plug. Tinker Tools guides are up on DTC and our YouTube page.
Hooray, thanks for doing those.
Yep. Well, just remember that anything that's any bad information on those is entirely my fault. I'm pretty sure I probably forgot to include something, so yeah, feedback would be appreciated.
Anything wrong you find on the DTC is Fiendish's fault.
Yes.
Well, your guides so far have helped me because, like I said, my beginnings with Dimension Tools was pretty rough, but your guides helped a lot.
Yeah, they're awesome. They really are.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. Anyways, this dimension is called Avion Cove. Yes, I had to make sure I had the name right. And this was your first dimension?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Let me tell you what my first dimension looked like. If you go into the tab lap over here, that's about what my first dimension looked like.
Yeah, I look at things now and I realize, some things I had kind of to scale to the size of my toon. Other things were like a giant could have used. I didn't really think about things like that initially when I started.
Yeah, well, I mean, proportions are one of those things that, I don't know, that it's a learning thing. Love this desk over here.
I remember when I saw this dimension for the first time, and I was just mouth hanging open, drooling. It's so beautiful.
Yep. And how long have you been building now, Ashian?
It's probably been a year. I generally take quite a bit of time on every build. I don't spend necessarily every day doing them. So, and then I do build something and look at it for a couple of days, and like I said earlier, we'll tear it down and try something else. So I'm kind of slow at it.
Well, I mean, if it's a pace that works for you, then it doesn't matter if it's fast or slow.
Yeah, I paid attention to a lot of the builders out there, and it's like it amazes me how quick some people can just put this stuff out, and they do such a fantastic job. And it'll take me 3 times that long just to do something semi-adequate. It's like, oh, I got a lot to go.
I don't think you do anything semi-adequate. I think you do wonderful things, but I do think that we're all our own worst critic.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Well, I definitely, when I did this build, I didn't really even know about the dimension tools or anything. And then I did try them on my next build, which was a very painful experience because I really didn't know how to use the tool. But I can definitely see where that would save a lot of time and a lot of frustration trying to get those fine little tweaks in there. I had a lot of them in here. I remember doing this and yeah, cussing a lot.
I think you said you invented some new foul language while you were building.
I
When
did.
you were first
I did.
learning
Some very creative words.
add-ons.
You know, occasionally I'd have one of my grandchildren over here or something watching me work, and so you have to kind of come up with words that they won't know is a swear word.
This build is really, really well. It works really well in Fort Zarnos too. I love this bed. I may steal these beds. Just saying.
Now I've seen some of the beds and furniture you've made. You make amazing furniture.
Thank you. I'm studying up on how to be a carpenter when I retire from my current job. That's not true.
Well, actually, I don't think I'd be all that surprised if you were serious, because, yeah, you have amazing ideas. And that's what I love about touring all the dimensions is it's just flooring how much creativity people have.
Oh, for sure. And just when you think you've seen everything, then somebody will throw out something that you've never seen before. Or even something that you have seen before, a theme, but done in a way that you totally didn't expect.
Yeah, I still love when I find something somebody built using items I would have never thought of. I mean, we're all using pretty much the same stuff, and people make just something that I could never think about making. It's so awesome to find that.
Yeah, there's been a few dimensions where, I'll just study trying to figure out, okay, how did they do that? What did they use? Because a lot of the materials and stuff, I'm still learning where some of them come from or where you get them, and it's just people's creativity is just crazy because I've seen things that I would have never thought of doing in a million years.
Oh, yeah. Well, I get stumped every once in a while, even still. I'll be looking at it, and it'll be like just, a corner of a shop sign or something. I'll be like, what is that? And I really wish now that they would close the item list back off, because that used to force us to talk to each other, because you couldn't just flip through the item list to find out what they use. You had to, hunt them down and, hey, what is that? And then
Right.
when they tell you it's a shop sign, you're like, what? I just destroyed 2 stacks of those things. Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that. I've gotten rid of a bunch of stuff or given them away, whatever the case may be, just to find out that the very cool item that I was looking at that somebody did used that item that I just gave away.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
Yeah.
I agree with Sparklin. She put in the chat that she misses the mini tents, and I do too.
Now, what were those?
Like your little thing over here. This pavilion over here, this blue one.
Oh, you can't get those anymore?
Very, very, very rarely. I think they put the lockbox in a lockbox, so yeah, you got double the RNG to fight to get one.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so let's go ahead and
Where are we heading next, Fiendish?
we're heading to Warrior's Heart, which is by your alt.
Yes. Because I'm such a creative person with naming tunes, it's the same name with just an additional letter in it.
Well, at least you don't name them things like Dimension Doofus.
Shut up.
Yeah, one of my friends made a tune, and his tune name is Name Already Taken.
So what inspired this build?
Actually, it was a young man that I play another game with, and he wanted me to build him a house, so I built him this.
We certainly can't
It's
tell just
beautiful.
from Indeed, and you cannot tell from just looking around that you had issues with Dimension Tools.
Oh no.
Well, I ended up not using it because, simple little things like the item count, I didn't notice about that to look before I started rotating things, and things were always getting screwed up, and I got so frustrated that that's where some of the new words came from, and then I quit using it. It's funny how just the simplest little realization about that tool can change everything.
Yeah. Well, we went from Toolbox, which was kind of easy to use and pretty easy to figure out, and then we went to Dimension Tools, and that one had a pretty steep learning curve, I thought.
Yeah, it did.
Even though they did the same basic thing. I mean, I wouldn't want to be brand new right now and Tinker Tools is
Trying to learn Tinker Tools? Yeah.
just by pushing random buttons until you find the one that works.
Well, it wasn't until reading your guides that I knew what tribal magic was. I was like, no. Well, I won't say what I said, but I was like, wow.
The scone. And this garden area out here is just really beautiful. All the different water features from that big waterfall down to this. I really like the smaller one over here.
Yeah, the young man who wanted me to build him a house, he wanted lots of water, and he wanted a Japanese-style bathroom. And so I did the best that I could. He got the tub area right, kinda.
I love how on this lower level you made the lower level of the house kind of visible through this aquarium. That's such a creative detail.
Yeah, and these
Yeah,
the chain pillars.
It's a window and an aquarium. Yeah, I love the use of the chains in here too.
That was actually something that he wanted. He saw those I forget what they're called, the tanks, and he wanted me to build him a wall where he could see the waterfall. He's such a sweet young person. He's one of those people you just can't say no to.
Well, it was very nice for you to build this for him.
You have this gorgeous double-sided fireplace in here too.
Yeah, that was actually, I did that initially to, for saving of item counts. I thought, give it a, dual usage, and it actually worked really well.
I like these window details.
Yeah, if I only had known how copy and paste really worked at the time, they'd probably be a little bit straighter.
No, I don't think anyone can notice. I didn't notice it.
One of the things I found, though, is lighting against the marble is really hard to work with.
Yeah, well, the marble is not one of my favorite materials, anyways, just because those cut lines that are in it, and
God, it's so hard to line up, and then you have flicker from light. Ugh, it's really challenging.
It's the amazing bright spots that happen against the marble that bug the crud out of me so bad.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah. Sparklin says that she loves the carpet and marble as different textures in the cabinets.
Yeah, actually, and that's things like that are what kind of new to Dimensions. Like myself, people, we go tour other people's and see how do they do this.
Oh, for sure. I love this shelving in here. The way, well, I like the mahogany bookcases, anyways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the way she did the panels and the bookshelves together is so pretty.
Yeah, and then the bigger bookcases with the treasure hoards in it.
Yeah, actually, those came from one of your Dimensions. Looking at that, I like the way that you had them inlaid, and they looked really nice.
You make it really hard to give you a compliment.
Well, seriously, most everything that I've, even the somewhat unique things I've come up with have been based on other builders' ideas. It's like, oh wow, that was really cool, and you just kind of try to, do your own thing with it, but, the original idea came from others most of the time.
Oh, sure.
Kitchens are my bane.
Amen.
And I don't recall that, it was one of your recent posts, the stove in that place was absolutely phenomenal.
Oh, that was probably Emerald's. She's got this.
That was just
Cottage.
gorgeous. Apparently, because that was like, wow. I mean, the whole Dimension, the only thing that you could stare at was that dang stove. Well, actually, the outside of it was really beautiful. I loved the whole thing, but that stove was where I stopped. I was like, dang.
Mm-hmm. It is amazing. That whole Dimension is fantastic.
Yep, Polly said it right. We all get inspired by others and then make it in our own style. That's so true.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. There's just so much creativity out there. That's I think one of my most favorite things about Dimensions is just touring and seeing, because it's so beautiful, and I don't know, it's just people's creativity is just amazing to me.
I really dig this vanity in here with the tavern kegs.
You know, Moonshade Pools is such a gorgeous dimension. It's one of my absolute favorites, and all your landscape that you've added here just really, you know, looks like it was here. It really fits in so well.
Yeah, I actually built the landscaping before I did anything else.
Z-Mage would like you to build her a house, but with more pink.
More pink? Oh, well, oh, I can't even remember the name of it now. The Toulon build has a pretty pinkish purple bedroom.
This bedroom is just really,
Oh, Ash
beautiful.
Grove, we'll be going there.
Yep.
Yeah, that one is one of the ones that I actually had an entire structure. It was kind of more of an Italianish style build. Ended up ripping the entire thing down and starting over.
Well, I guess that makes more sense than keeping that structure and then just getting another dimension and building a new one.
Yeah, it's funny. There was a lot of elements I liked about it, but there was just overall I wasn't happy with it. So, you know, that's I mean, the ideas, a lot of the ideas, I have jotted down, and I may, rebuild it someday, but where I'm happy with it.
When you've built something and then decided to tear it down, have you ever been sorry?
No. No,
Yeah,
not yet.
That's what I think too. So hard to do, but I think your gut tells you it seems right.
It killed my storage for a while, because tearing down, a nearly done build was just a lot of stuff that I had to put somewhere until
Yeah.
I, rebuilt again.
Okay, I'm heading off to Nebula Falls. And now you're really quiet in game too. I had seen your work, but I had never heard you in DA or anything until I sent you the mail asking you to come on here with us.
Yeah, I don't actually know very many people in game, and in the chat, and I know there's been times even my friends that oh, my game decided to stop working. I don't hear or see the chat sometimes.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm a big fan of Edge of Infinity anyways, and I just love the colors in here.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I had to do a lot of fishing for all of the waterfalls that border around the outside of those.
You know, one of the things I like that you did here is you used the base, the ground of this dimension, and I'm always trying to cover it up, but I really like how you did it here.
Well, I'm just starting to get to the point where I try to, you know, ignore the natural landscape and do my own thing, build my own land, so to speak. But up until recently, it seems like I've just kind of worked with whatever was there, and that's good, but it's also not good. So I need to branch out a little bit more.
Well, this one, there was a problem with the sky projectors a while back, and then when they fixed it, it seems like a lot of the skies, the dark skies especially, just got really way more vibrant.
Yeah.
And I can't go into an Edge of Infinity now without just standing here and staring at the sky for a while. And with the glow leaf trees, I mean, wow.
Yeah, I love those trees. Those are great.
They're beautiful.
Yeah. And so you did this one?
Fiendish, you're so...
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
You did this one
You
with
did this one.
Tinker
Go ahead.
Tools? Or Dimension Tools?
No. Nope, I was still doing freehand on this one because I was just too frustrated with my attempt in Warrior's Heart to try to use it.
Wow. I couldn't make
Things like
this.
this, yeah, this gazebo was a pain in the butt trying to freehand, and being higher up, I didn't know about the tribal magic back then. It was just terrible.
Well, I can't imagine freehanding that. I was thinking that about this structure that you have over this library to one side, too.
The worst part about this is, for whatever reason, I decided to use a bunch of books as a border, and that was a pain.
Yeah, but those books look just amazing up there.
Mm-hmm.
That blue matches the building blocks perfectly.
Yep.
Yeah, they do.
Gorgeous.
I doubted my sanity halfway around the border, but I got through it eventually.
And another gorgeous fireplace over here. And this one even still has a lot of item count left.
Yes, it does. I hit that point where, looking around, I didn't know what else I could do to it, but then the more that I learned, I look back now and I think, oh, I could have done a whole lot more to it, and I definitely could have changed the terrain a lot and, built a lot more to it.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes, I think that if you get to the point where you can't think of anything else to add, or you don't think that anything else needs to be added, then it's done, and regardless of what the item limit is.
Yeah, I do have to try to watch myself from adding just for the sake of I still have availability to add. I've caught myself doing that a few times, and I don't like the results when I do it.
Yeah. That's something I gotta fight against big time. Well, I'm not at 2K yet.
Yeah, that too. Well, I think some of that is because the T5 upgrades are so much, you're like, well, I'm going to use it.
Yeah, one of the ones I have not tried yet, which I'm gearing up to have the guts to do it, is a smaller dimension. What I'm afraid of is the way that I build, that I'm going to not have nearly enough item count to complete. But I'm going to give it a go, and then if I can't complete it, I'll just start over.
But you
Well,
know how you were saying that when you built that two-sided fireplace, that you did it, for saving item count? I find that when I do the little ones, I'm just in that mindset all the time, and it's both fun and it's always a learning experience for me. So I bet you would enjoy it.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I think
Well,
the
there's so
400
many.
ones are way more challenging than something like a 2520 because you gotta that space versus item limit management and trying to make it all work.
You have to, I would think, go into something like that with a very clear plan in mind.
What you
These little
do if you're
floating
diva.
jellyfish, I just love them.
I never have complete plans. It's odd because in my real life I do all this organized stuff. I'm so OCD, and then in this game I'm just a total wing it person. That's why I
That is
rebuild
one thing.
stuff 20 times.
Well, you do amazing work. I love your parlor shop. That's why I'm building my current dimension. Is I would have never thought to just build a business.
Thanks. That one was big though, so it wasn't really item count challenge more than they always are.
Well, I didn't have any idea that this was free-handed. Wow.
Yeah, I can't because this center structure just I'm just blown away.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, there was definitely a fair amount of cussing building it.
Oh, I bet. Okay, and I said I wanted to squeeze this one in, so I'm going to head to Alone in the Dark.
Oh, goody.
Yeah, we don't get to see a Shadow Scion very often. I do like the way that the existing building looks with the sky that you put in here.
Yeah, I thought this was a really great dimension for kind of a creepy build.
Definitely.
A lot of the smoky or misty look was actually already in the dimension, and then I just added more where I needed it.
I just love the atmosphere in here.
That and the color choices.
All the weeping willows and those hand statues.
Now, is this one free-handed too?
It is. That lower section, the dock work, would have been so much easier with that copy paste button if I had known.
Well, the structure.
Yeah, I was like partway through it before I realized that I actually get rain from one of the buildings right through my living room, but it was too late to change things then. Or I should say I was not going to change things by then.
I actually think it works with your theme.
Yeah.
Oh, in that case, I meant to do that.
Yeah, that's right.
100% as planned.
Right?
Love that huge fireplace.
Mm-hmm. I like this sideboard thing you've got going on in the kitchen.
Oh, yeah. I didn't, with the theme being what it was, I didn't want to build like a traditional kitchen.
Yeah, I can see that. I think this would convert pretty easily, though, to any other kind of build. And I love what you did with these windows, with the pre-made frames and the Dromheim fences.
Yeah, they kind of accented the candles to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really do.
My little goofy bedroom.
It's cute. I like this bed. And these are mostly common items too, and that's actually something that's kind of good to see, is, being able to take common items and just make something really awesome with it.
Yeah, this was the one where I discovered trying to do a roundish room was a literal nightmare. I think probably if I had have known a little bit more about dimension tools, it would have helped tremendously, but
No.
this thing was kind of a pain in the butt. No, it doesn't help.
Round rooms are still a pain in the butt.
Oh, there goes my hopes. Yeah, my little graveyard, it kind of fell flat. I just apparently cannot build a graveyard to save myself.
No, I think this one looks pretty nice. I mean, as far as it goes.
Me too.
It looked kind of just, I don't know, chaotic to me, not well placed, kind of. The only thing I liked was the little mausoleum with the with the torches.
Yeah, I agree with Marth. Marth says it fits the dim, and I agree.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, then again, intentionally done. Yeah, again, I didn't, really build my own landscapes as far as the groundwork goes, so this was a little bit difficult to deal with the natural angles of this hill.
Oh, yeah.
One of the things that I really liked, though, and I don't know if you did this when you were running up the stairs, but if you angle your camera upwards when you're running up the stairs, it reminded me of like an asylum, entering an asylum.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I see that.
It was interesting, doing, the higher work because I did not have my bounce master yet, so I would have to like stack stairs to get up there.
No, not the bounce master.
Yeah, it actually helps for me now, but and again though, I just recently learned about the tribal magic and what that was for.
Okay.
Your tutorials were very helpful. There's still so much about the tool that I'm trying to figure out, but you know that you cleared up so many things that were actually really angering me about the tool at times.
Uh-oh. Yeah, it has its moment. And then free camera. I agree. Pterodon and Sparklin are both in the chat talking about free camera.
Yeah, and I have not used that too much. The only time that I've used it is when I've accidentally hit it and couldn't figure out why my tune was running in circles but not really doing what I wanted it to do.
You mean it does more than that?
Well, your tune kind of does this really weird thing when you don't realize you're in that camera.
Yeah. Well, I went and I headed on out to Chalice Vineyards.
And this I actually built before they put the lake right behind it. I was like, oh, really? When I ran around the outside and went, oh, now I'm sunk half in a lake.
Yeah, well, I mean, when they first introduced it, I'm sure you remember that the lake was like right outside the bubble.
Yes.
It's like we got trolled. Oh, Z-Mage likes it. It's pink. I love this building right here.
Oh, the wine storage?
Yeah, I love the way that you did this with the corner posts and the roofing and the. It's just such a pretty shape to the structure.
Yeah, these big barrels over here, I actually turned them around so the spigots were outside for the little seating area out there.
You have a really good eye for color. The colors in here are really nice too.
Thank you. It was funny, you know, the last thing I put in here was the actual, just a representation of the vineyards out back.
I'm coming over
It's
there.
nice.
I had to stomp some grapes.
Yeah, that's actually, I was just browsing the AH because I hadn't gotten my kit yet from those artifacts and saw the wine barrels and whatnot, and that's why I built this dimension. Is I thought, oh, those are kind of cool. I think I'll build a vineyard.
Well, some of these
Really
fronts
like
are
the
really
roof
cheap
that
now
you
too.
made. Oh yeah. I was saying I like the roof that you put over your outdoor seating area.
Oh, that was another one that made me cuss quite a bit. I had to stand up on top of the window there to do it. I
Venus, you're
liked
so
the
covered up today I can't see your cheeks, even the ones on your face.
Oh, I can fix that.
Oh, I should have kept my trap shut.
There we go. I got on my little booty shorts.
Okay. Oh dear. That's awesome.
Well, the Mayella approximation is really, I don't know, that's a little bit too much butt cheek even for me.
One of the hard things that I'm finding with building is you get attached to certain types of materials that you really like, and I have to force myself to try to use different stuff.
Yeah, there's some items that are my favorite items, and you'll see them a lot.
The ground grazers in here are what really yank my chain. They sometimes work and sometimes don't.
Yeah, they should have fixed those a couple weeks ago to where they're a little bit more reliable now. They've had some switching around on the systems team, and they've really been trying to fix things or give us new things, or some things that we've asked for 3 years, like building blocks and graywood planks. And
oh, that's awesome. The more materials they add, I get, really kind of excited to see what, creative things people do.
Oh, sure. Oh,
it's amazing to see what people have been doing with the ice and water and glass blocks. I mean, far beyond what, the expected uses.
Yeah, I've seen some really, really, really interesting looking things, that, like you said earlier, that make you go, why didn't I think of that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry I interrupted you, Fiendish. I agree with you that upper waterfall is just spectacular.
Yeah. And Sparklin says that she likes the way you fit the plants from water zones into a non-water zone. I love those seaweeds.
Yeah, I like... Yeah. Yeah, they just, it kind of... The whole thing just kind of had a glowy thing going on for me, and those worked really well for me.
So this one was also a free-handed?
Yes.
Well, I'm glad Prickly's not here. There's a Prickly at Fablight who likes to threaten violence.
For freehand or
for good dimensions.
Yeah, that's how you know it's a compliment. She will threaten to punch you in the throat or something.
Oh, okay.
It's something along the lines of, I love your dimension, now you must die.
The one thing about rotating and whatnot, freehand without using the dimension tools is patience. Holy crap. I thought I had them until some of the things like the gazebo out back. I thought I had patience until I was working on that thing.
Oh yeah, I would give up way before I ever even made it through a couple of these corner posts on something like this, if I were trying to freehand it. There's just no way.
Oh yeah, the hard part that I had is because I, again didn't realize about the copy and paste, how, it'll keep the same, the same basic dimensions, and you just make slight adjustments. That would have made this so much easier. But I mean, I look at it now and I can see where one pole is a little bit higher than the next pole, and I can see it all now, and it's like, I just, once I build something, even if there's a better way to do it, I'm fine with leaving it. It is what it is.
Yeah. some of those, I don't know, I think some of the mistakes that we have in our builds kind of add character.
I agree. Some of them do not, but yeah, definitely some of them do.
Yeah.
Now, see, freehand would be, a really wonderful thing to use if you were building something like from Harry Potter, the Burrow, because there ain't nothing straight about that thing.
So, is the idea to get married before you get drunk or after?
No, this was, I put this in here because just doing a little bit of research on vineyards and stuff, one of the, you know, things that I kept running into is that it's a favorite place for people to get married is in vineyards.
Yeah. Because the garden and grounds. I think I would have to be drunk before I got married.
I always thought traditionally we kind of do things backwards with marriages. We spend a gazillion dollars up front, when in reality, if you can hit 25 years, then you have a reason to spend that money and throw a big celebration.
Yeah.
There you go.
Or demand a refund.
Right?
So so we've got just a little bit of time left. I just really want to hit this last one, which is also your newest dimension. And that's going to be Ash Grove.
Yeah, and this is the one where I started to figure out, at least basic movements with the dimension tools. About half of it was built before I figured it out, but half of it is using a little bit straighter lines.
You pretty extensively worked on this landscape. Did you do it first or the house first?
The house I did pretty much first. I had a little bit of the groundwork done just so I knew where to put the foundation of the house, and then I did the foundation or the rest of it after the house was done.
This is one of those I gotta read the dimension name to remember where I am.
Yeah, this is just... I love the way you did this one. And do you like working with the water blocks as opposed to the ponds?
It depends on what I'm working on. I think I like the ponds, actually, but I haven't had a lot of practice at trying to do a stream with the ponds or the waterfalls turned sideways or anything. So I went for those water blocks and just ended up keeping it that way. The pond, I used a pond in the back or the beginning of the stream.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of liked the way that the deeper green of the water blocks worked, though, for this environment.
Yeah, well, they did say that they were looking at changing these. I guess when they come back again for however they're going to come back, they're going to make it to where it's like the Dimension NPCs where you can click it to where it'll either have collision or it won't. So you can use it like a building block or a water surface.
Oh, nice.
I think that was something I forgot to put in the article the other day. He was talking so fast, I was just spamming screenshots and I knew I was going to miss something. Love this structure. Love this structure.
You know, this whole thing, I can't believe I'm going to admit this, but this whole thing was based off of this bathroom. I saw a picture of a bathroom that I absolutely loved online. And so I tried to rebuild it, you know, the best that I could to match what I saw. And then the rest of it was built around this bathroom.
You know, that is
That's
actually not
awesome.
that
I love
uncommon.
knowing that.
Yeah.
Building
That's
around a
cool.
kitchen, that wouldn't sound so weird, but building around a bathroom?
No, you know, I did a house
Wowee.
not that long ago where I had an idea for a clawfoot tub, and I built the house around that tub and then never put the tub in because I ran out of item
Oh
limit.
no.
Yeah, I ran out of item limit.
Yeah, the bathroom was the first thing I built, and then I had to, you know, figure out the shape of the rest of the house around it.
Well, it's gorgeous and all the color choices again.
Yeah, I really liked the granite against the mahogany a lot.
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought those looked really nice together.
And then against the brown brick too.
Yeah, and this was my first time making lamps out of books or the open scrolls. Actually, I tried a lot more different things working on this one than I had previously. Some things worked out, some did not so much.
I like this little bit of theme to your art that you've got going in here with these backless stools. You have some wall art here and
The table
a couple
legs.
of pieces of wall art using it, and then you also have some on the stairs going up. It's really cool.
Yeah, I ended up doing the wall art because I liked using it for all of the table structures and some of the chairs. And so I just thought, you know, it would help carry the theme, you know, pattern through the house.
Well, this kitchen.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Oh, I love this kitchen.
Yeah, I was actually really pleased. You know, it's less traditional cupboard style and more closed um, and whatnot, but I liked it. It worked. It took me a while to figure out how to do it right, but I got there eventually.
You have a lot of really wonderful furniture in this house.
The glass has really opened up a lot, I think. You know, there's so much use for that glass.
Oh, for sure. I know I spent so much time farming it that I don't even want to use it now. I want to hoard it. Because I don't know when we'll see it again.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that they'd, you know, at least put them in the boxes or something, you know, some obtainable way, but I got a nice little stash, you know, and with as slow as I build, I figure it'll last me at least until the next season, I guess. Or I'm hoping.
Yeah, but they made it sound, I don't know how they're intending to distribute it. I think they mentioned something about some kind of building blocks going to Affinity.
Oh, okay, yeah, that would work.
Yeah. I mean, they never specifically said glass and water would go to Affinity, but that would not surprise me either.
Yeah, I'd imagine they might want to put a little bit of a healthy time in between doing that, though, just because, people, darn near killed themselves, grinding to stock up on them, so I can see them waiting a while before doing that, though, just to not anger everybody who spent so much time grinding them.
Yeah.
Polly made a good point about the fact that, quite a few bathrooms or dimensions have been built where the bathroom was built first because people were, taking advantage of some existing water for their bathrooms, so they built that, and then the house or whatever grew up around it.
And I kind of did that in the first build that I had here that I tore down. The bathroom, I was using, I think it was a Cyclops bed upside down and using the natural wood structure as my counters and whatnot, and it actually looked really cool. It's still an idea that I'm going to use eventually. And I used right next to a waterfall so that the huge bathtub had waterfall in it.
Oh, cool.
I know one thing I really liked about this bed was this, the gazebo making up the headboard.
Yeah, I really like that gazebo. I think it's really pretty, but it doesn't have a lot of open space to it itself. It's just really tall. And so I could never figure out what I wanted to do. I had a couple of them, and I don't know, I just started messing with it and went, oh wait, I might be able to use this as a headboard-ish kind of thing.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
And I love some of the elements that they have available to us, like, the smokes, because I threw smoke in my hot tub to appear as steam. And that pleased me so much that it worked. Simple little things make me happy, I guess.
Hey, you're not the only one. It's the little things, I think, that are more fun. Coming up with some small thing, I think, is even almost as much fun as creating a grand design.
Yeah, I think the small little details make a huge difference at times.
Oh, they do.
It's just so pretty in here.
It is. This is a gorgeous dimension. And
it sure is.
The dimension is really pretty. I wish it was easier to get. I'd probably build one of these on all of my tunes. It's a beautiful dimension.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So did I count that right? You have 8 total builds, counting the Ashian?
I think so. That sounds about right. And then I'm working on a cafe now, which is, it's a little bit more challenging than I thought to actually make it look like a restaurant inside without just being overly cluttered.
Who I peeked in there recently. It's looking really awesome.
Yeah. Now that Sailor's on a hiatus, Diva has tried to assume duties as our resident ninja.
Yeah, she's surprised me before as I've been building, and quite honestly, she scared the holy crap out of me one time in my mountain Christmas. I just, all of a sudden, there she was, and it just freaked me out because I was really deep into thought building on something, or
was that
I don't remember what I was doing.
Diva or Sailor?
It was Diva. She popped in on me, and I was like, oh crap.
My God.
Yeah.
The black belt in Dimension Ninjing is mine!
Well, I know you scared the crap out of me once.
Well, I apologize. That's never my goal.
Oh no, you made me laugh because it's you get so focused on something that it's just easy to get taken by surprise. The worst incident I ever had like that though was in I'm probably going to say it wrong because I always do is Diablo. I was playing, and when I didn't know, I was still new to that game, and I did not know that people in your friends list could just jump into your instance, or. And one of my friends at work decided to jump into mine, and he was on a lower tune than the area I was in, but he was in that area, and I'd never had anybody do that, so I thought, oh my god, there's a new treasure goblin, and I started chasing him through the zone. I killed him like 4 times, he said, before he finally gave up on me and left. It wasn't me that killed him, it was me chasing him through all the mobs.
So yeah, we definitely missed some today. But if you have the time, head on over to Greybriar and check out all of Ashian's builds, and that way you can see details that we missed, as well as the whole dimensions that we didn't get to look at today. And that is going to pretty much wrap up today's Roadshow. Thank you for coming on with us, Ashian.
Yes, thank you very much for inviting me. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a definite pleasure to meet you, especially, on my home shard.
Yeah, it's always nice to meet people too, because like I said, I really don't know that many people in game, so I just, do my own thing and keep to myself.
I enjoyed touring with you so much today and getting a little bit of info about how you build and get inspirations and everything. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Yes, thank you. It was very, very nice. Now I need to go do touring of everybody else's again for more ideas.
Well, I think that you've got a pretty good shard for some inspiration, especially now that Emerald's back, and then you've got Ash churning them out. And
yeah, there's some really, really good builders on our. I didn't realize initially that you could only view the ones the shard you were on, the tune, and but we have a lot of talent on our shard for sure.
yes. And so
one
I'm sorry, go
one
ahead.
last thing before we go is that we want to apologize to everybody for not having any giveaways today, and everybody was so polite not to even mention it in chat today. But in fact, I tell you that we have Jim, I'm just trying not to be too mean, but we have PM'd, emailed, begged, and done everything we can possibly think of to get prize codes from Tryon, and they're pretty much just ignoring us, and they have been all month. And we were able to pull some prize codes out of our hat for the last Roadshow, but we weren't able to this week, and so we want to apologize for that, but also tell you we did try. Do you want to add anything, Fiendish?
No, I don't think there's anything needs to be said about that that hasn't already. But next time on the 11th of June, Emerald said, "Did you try sending screenshots of my outfits? Do you think it would help?" At any rate, join us next time. We'll be on the European Shard of Broodwacht, and I'm pretty sure I screwed up the pronunciation of that one again. And we will be looking at the dimensions of Z-Mage. For everyone here in the States, I hope you have a good Memorial Day weekend. And for everyone else, I just hope you have a good weekend.
Well, thank you, ladies, and everybody who joined us today.
Yep, thank you. And thanks everyone for watching, and we will see you next time.
Thanks, everybody. Happy